I did a story a while back on police officers that were at a firing range and what they were doing until the practice was stopped. And I guess it was stopped because I haven't heard any further reports. But they had a practice of taking mug shots of black residents that were arrested with them to the shooting range, placing the mugshots onto their targets and practicing shooting at the mugshots. It was discovered by a sister of a person who had been arrested because she happened to be at the range and saw what was going on. And the Miami Police Department made some bullshit excuse for the use of the mugshots of the black arrestees. In my mind, that basically desensitized the Miami police officers as far as shooting black people. Okay, that was what it was. Okay, now you got another instance where you have Miami police officers being fired over target practice jokes. Okay, now here's the story. An internal Miami police investigation has found 3 rookie officers joked in a group chat about using the city's primarily black neighborhoods for target practice. According to the investigation documents obtained by the Miami Herald, the officers told an investigator they were only joking. The newspaper said officers Kevin Burgess, Miguel Valdez, and Bruce Alson were fired 2 days before Christmas. Now, the sick and sad part about this is that officer or former officer Alson is black, and Officer Valdez has a black grandfather. So for them to joke about this only leads me to believe that they have been indoctrinated in the Blue Lives Matter mantra. They don't consider themselves white. They don't consider themselves black. They consider themselves blue. And that's the problem that I have constantly spoken about. Police officers consider themselves in a separate group. And if you're not part of their group and you wear the uniform and carry the gun, then you are persona non grata. Now, some other police officers took offense to their remarks in that particular chat room, and they were reported to the department. Now, if you're not aware, the Miami Police Department is under a consent decree from the United States Department of Justice because of a series of quote-unquote bad police shootings. The jokes, quote-unquote, that these guys made, according to their attorney, were because they were young, okay? But the department issued a statement that said it was senseless and reckless, and it wasn't going to be tolerated. They have a civilian review board in Miami monitoring Miami's federal policing agreement, and Justin Penn told the newspaper that the officers are supposed to be guardians, not warriors. I don't think what they express reflects the values of the department. Now, these 3 officers got an attorney, okay? And the attorney said that the remarks were taken out of context and it was no misconduct. Fortunately for us, all three of those officers were probationary. So they could be fired, and they were fired, and they didn't have to go through that normal police bullshit with the unions backing them up, and having a leg to stand on. So they got fired, and I don't think that they're going to be able to get their jobs back. Now again, two of the officers were either black or had black roots. And their attorney stated that two of the officers have black blood pumping through their veins. To say that they're racist is outrageous and ludicrous. Well, the last time I looked, the blood pumping through your veins is red. It's not black. And it doesn't matter what race you are. The blood rolling through your veins is red. The blood rolling through your arteries is blue. So for him to make a statement that there's black blood running through their veins is a bit ingenuous. Now, the union did attempt to weigh in on this thing, and the police union president, Lieutenant Javier Ortiz, maintained that the officers should have been reprimanded, not fired, since their messages were in poor taste but weren't in any way racial. But their messages basically said that there should be target practice in various neighborhoods, all of which were black. So now you tell me how that's not racial. Now, this particular incident that they were reported on occurred back in June, and they were responding to another rookie officer's questions about shooting ranges in a WhatsApp chat they often communicated in. According to the documents obtained by the Herald, the officers in training shared department information on that thread. It said that the documents show Bargenes, who is known by friends as a wise guy, sarcastically suggested the friend looking for a shooting range try a Bank of America, adding, "They'll even give you some cash." He then suggested Model City, the police district that includes Liberty City and handles the bulk of the city's shootings, as another shooting range area. Valdez suggested a particular intersection in the Overton community, which absolutely is a black community, okay? It added that Alcine followed up saying Valdez wouldn't understand until he worked there. The next day, the undisclosed officer warned them that their words were offensive, even though she didn't think they were racist. The report said that three were found on December 19th to have violated multiple department policies. They were considered probationary employees at the time, which gave Miami City manager the leeway to fire them without undergoing the procedures afforded full-time officers. Okay, well, that's three that didn't make it any further than they should have. And folks, there are absolutely a lot more where these three guys came from. And as far as I'm concerned, joking is not what these guys were doing, because I'm not laughing, and neither are the residents where they were potentially going to patrol.